arms, I should say. The second animal on our coat of arms is the emu. Fun fact. Sorry, I had something in my throat. So, fun fact. The Australian coat of arms has the kangaroo and the emu. It's done in that way because neither animal can walk backwards. So that means that Australia is always moving forwards. I think that's kind of cool. Now this has a little opal that I showed. And the opal is Australia's stone, with the wattle being our national tree, I think. Don't quote me, I should have done my research. Australia is known for its animals. We have the two marsupials, I think the only two marsupials in the world that can lay eggs, and that is the echidna and the platypus. Naturally, the platypus has poison barbs on it. I'm not sure if the echidna has anything poisonous about it. So our animals get a bad rep. They're either really cute and cuddly or they're dangerous. So I wanted to start off talking about the animals. We have 20 of the 25 most venomous snakes in the world. So if you look up like the top 10 dangerous snakes, it's not all going to be Australian because dangerous is weighed on a scale of how many people they kill, I think, versus how poisonous they are. So there's some snakes in Asia that kill a lot more people. Australia's really not many die a year of snake bites. I never hear of any. So it might sound like a scary country, but there is really not many or any deaths. But we do have a lot of poisonous snakes. Most of them are out in the desert and the arid landscape. Australia is the driest planet on Earth. South Australia, where I'm from, is the driest state in Australia. So when you've seen me do moisturizer videos, or like lotion sounds, and it's a massive container, it's because it's so dry here that I have to keep moisturized, hydrated. I don't drink enough water, and I know some of you tell me that, and my dentist said that today as well, so I need to drink more water. We have some of the most deadly spiders in the world. Again, not too many kill a year, if any. Here is the thrilled neck lizard, just as a random animal while I'm gonna chat to you about stuff. Really interesting, looks like something out of Jurassic Park. It's actually quite a small lizard, probably. Quite a small one. Frilled neck lizard, we have little lizards. They like dry landscapes. So spiders, we have, I might Google this one, I'm so intrigued. Top 10 deadly spiders, Australia. 10 most dangerous spiders in Australia. I don't know if that's the world though. But like there's the Sydney funnel web spider, which can jump up to 1 meter, I think, and its venom is it necrotic, something ability, and it can like deteriorate your skin and eat away at it. So that's fun. Deadliest spiders list. Yeah, we've definitely got a few of these spiders. So yeah, Australia's not great for spiders. We have the largest crocodiles in the world. The saltwater crocodile up north in Australia. They can grow 5+ meters. I can get hard facts, but today I just felt like doing a video off the top of my head of what I know about Australia, and we can find out how much I am right and wrong. But yeah, we have massive crocodiles, great white sharks, but like South Africa also gets great white sharks in other places. So, yeah, you don't really have many people die a year from that. Here's a platypus. Let's get some is a look up the cassowary. It's a prehistoric looking bird. It might be the heaviest in the world. It's certainly one of the biggest. Of course, the ostrich in Africa is the fastest. We don't have tons of big animals like you get in other places in the world, like brown bear in North America. Africa has so many big animals. We don't have too many. So we've said it's the driest country on Earth. It is the 6th largest, with a population of maybe 27 million now. So if you think about that, it's a lot of land for not too many people. Australia's population 26 million. That's 1 million up. So yeah, we have a big country, but not much of it is inhabitable. So a lot of the cities are on the coast. It is a country made up of states and territories. We have 6 states and 2 territories. The 2 territories are the Australian Capital Territory and the Northern Territory. And then these states are Western Australia, South Australia, Tasmania, Victoria, New South Wales, and Queensland. Now here's a good one. What is the capital of Australia? And I bet not all of you get it right, and that's totally fine. So a lot of people would say Sydney because it is the most known city, the famous one, the big one. But the capital city is actually Canberra. Canberra is inside the ACT, which is inside New South Wales. So Canberra, that is our capital. We are a country that basically has every climate. Coastal, arid, desert, rainforests up north because Australia gets up towards the equator. We have snow. We get snow in Victoria and New South Wales mostly, but other states will get a little bit. And with that snow, I said it in another video, it could be fake news, but overall Australia gets more snow than Switzerland. It sounds false, but Switzerland is a tiny, tiny country, and we are larger, so I feel like it checks out. But you can go snowboarding in Australia, skiing. We have a country made up of many sports. I randomly found this while I was getting ready for this video. This is a cricket bat. If you don't know what cricket is, it was invented by the English. I think it was the English. Australia. Focus. Australian made. This is a small cricket bat. They're meant to be a bit bigger than this. It's like baseball in the fact you hit a ball, but nothing else about it is like baseball. It's a very slow, long game. It can take days if you do test cricket. Obviously, if you know anything about it, it's hugely popular in India, Pakistan, the West Indies, England, Sri Lanka, etc. New Zealand. I'm not a huge cricket fan, so I don't know all the countries that play it. But it's with a bat and a ball. And there's 2 batters, 1 bowler, and a bunch of people that are called fielders that try and catch the ball. We have Australian rules of football. I don't have a football near me. But it is like soccer and American football and something else all put arguably the greatest of all time. He's insanely good. And a wicked radio host. If you live in Australia, you might have heard him on the radio. He speaks so well. He's really interesting. So Dylan Alcott, legend. And Ash Barty, incredible tennis player, retired at her prime. I guess she wanted to have a life outside of it. Then we have some male tennis players, but no one's won a Grand Slam since, for males, maybe Leighton Yo. Maybe there was someone afterwards, I can't think. What other sports we could have? We play rugby, and we are good, or have been good in the past. Rugby is huge, popular on the eastern side of Australia. And then all sorts of other stuff. Hockey, volleyball, blah blah blah. I like that sound. My kind of idea of Australia is that we are quite open to the world in some ways and closed off in others. We are very multicultural, melting hub of nationalities here. I would say though that not all Australians are accepting of new cultures coming in, and so we have a reputation globally that some of us are racist. I think that reputation is correct in some ways, depending where you are in Australia, that we aren't as accepting. So, yeah, that needs to change. As much as we have a lot of immigration, there is still a lot of issues with that. And then that's a whole thing we could get into on people assimilating into a new country of that country's ways, but also keeping their original country and homes, what's the word? Like culture and ways. Like, I don't think you should lose your identity. That's the word. Your identity coming to a new country, but I also think you should try and find things that ground you and root you to that new country, so you can have a harmony between what you have grown up with and come from and what you are coming into. And like, to me, that is how Australia should look, with Australian ways and ways from other countries, and it should meld, and we learn from each other. Anyway, it's the whole thing. And what Australian ways, I just feel we're more of a laid-back country. And because we're founded on a lot of immigrants, so we should be accepting of different cultures and embracing different identities and all of that. And yeah, looking after your neighbours, like, that's an old school thing, and it's been lost in Australia in recent years. I had very great neighbours from all parts of Europe and Asia growing up, and we were all so close, and I feel like we've lost that, but maybe the world has lost that, and the world is less open than it used to be because of so many dangers in it. Anyway, it's a whole thing, but I love immigration. My mum's an immigrant. I'm all for new cultures coming to Australia. RMs. So, my father was a farmer growing up, so that's part of my heritage, is farming. I was never a farmer, but RM Williams is, and I've shown this in a video before, was originally a really popular brand for farmers. You can see the longhorn there. It was at one point bought by the Louis Vuitton, Moet, blah blah blah, LVMT, whatever the group is. They bought 49%, but recently an Australian bought the company back. It's from my hometown in South Australia. It's high-end leather goods, boots, belts, wallets and stuff, and also clothing. So I just think it's cool because it's from my hometown, and like, it's really good quality. I got this on sale for $60, but normally you would spend $140 or something. South Australia Indigenous Australians. They were the first landowners and original landowners, and they have their culture and identity. But if we go from the British occupation, that is who defined Australian cuisine and their food. No offense, I love the UK. I lived there for a few years and I want to move back, but it's really bland in a traditional sense. So Australia traditionally was very bland, boring food. We now have all these different countries and cultures that provide fantastic food, and I feel like Australia has embraced that. And so a lot of modern contemporary Australian food is world class. We have some of the best chefs in the world because we have some of the best produce in the world. We're such a diverse country that grows everything from fruits in the tropics like pineapples and bananas and stuff to vegetables, because we have different climates, animals. You know, we don't need to import food. I'm sure we do, but we don't have to. So we have beautiful fresh produce, amazing seafood that the chefs can cook up into beautiful dishes. So contemporary Australian food, amazing. But identity Australian food is like Vegemite, which, unless you're Australian, and I've shown this in heaps of videos, it's a spread that you put on toast. Super, super dark. Like a barbecue. And I used to think Aussies did the best barbecues, but I've been to Texas. I know what the best barbecue in the world is. Aussies do snag on the barbie, throw a snag on the barbie, so a beef sausage, or beef sausages on the barbecue with lamb chops, because lamb's super popular here, onions, you throw on some steaks, some chicken skewers. That's your Aussie barbecue. We're known for pavlova, if you know what that is. The New Zealanders say they invented it. They might have, I don't know. It's a dessert with meringue and whipped cream and fruit. Pretty simple. And then there's the lamington, which is a sponge cake with a chocolate ganache on the outside and then desiccated coconut. But we're not known that much for food. We do have some of the best wine in the world, especially where I'm from in South Australia. Like, honestly, world class wine. The Germans brought over great varietals, and then we have great varietals from Italy, Spain, and France. Those countries are all known to have some of the best grapes. And then they planted them in Australia, especially South Australia, that has some of the best terroir, I think you call it, in the world for growing grapes with different soil types. So we can grow white grapes, red grapes, all different varietals. Very, very cool. Incredible wine. Obsessed with it. Tasmania does really good wine for cold climate wine. Your Pinot Noirs and your what other cold grapes go there? I don't know. They make good wine, sparkling wine. And then there's like the Hunter Valley in New South Wales. Victoria have their region as well, which is the King Valley, I think it is. Yeah. Food, basic. Not really known for our food. Fashion. I've always thought Australia were behind the world in fashion. Maybe that's changing. We do have, I guess, our own look. But I don't find Australian fashion to be, like, outstanding. I don't know. There was more of a car culture back in the day in terms of Australian manufacturing, but a lot of manufacturing is overseas now, so we don't really have that. We do have a lot of mining. We're known as a big mining country. A lot of our earnings are from mining. We a certain date. I feel like that kind of wraps up this first video of Australian facts that I did almost no research for. I feel like it's a good video though for you to mention in the comments something you might like to know about Australia, and I can research it and come back with good information. Like actual hard facts. I did a little bit of research, but not really. So yeah, anything you want to know, let me know. We were the first, or one of the first countries to do plastic notes. I want to say the first. Which is pretty cool. We are a decimal based country and a metric system. So millimeters, centimeters, meters, kilometers, and milliliters, and liters, and we weigh in grams and kilos. And I measure myself. I'm 185 centimeters. Like, you measure in centimeters, but I would always say I'm 6'1". So even though we're metric, I still say my height as imperial. But please, ask any questions you want. I will research and answer accordingly. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of me talking probably too fast and rambling, and I'll make the next video maybe like a non-talking ASMR video so you can just chill out to some sounds. Cool. Oh, it's quiet now. I'm not being crazy, chatting a lot. Thank you for watching. Let me know if I talk too fast or something. I just go off on tangents and I'm a chatterbox. But thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time listening to this video, and maybe you learned something, and maybe you want to visit Australia. I will talk more about its beauty and its places to visit another time, and places I've been in Australia. I think that would be cool, because we do have some amazing